So James says, God is good because He has saved us. God saved us as an act of His will. Nothing compelled Him to. And He saved us as the first part of His plan to redeem all of creation. God is good, James says. Why is it so important that we hold on to this belief? Why is it imperative? I believe it is imperative that we really believe deep down that God is good. The reason why I believe that it's so important is because sometimes that's all that we have. Sometimes we don't have any evidence of God's goodness around us, do we? Sometimes we don't have any evidence that God is for us and not against us, that He loves us, that He'll do what He says He'll do. Sometimes it looks like everything is the opposite. The psalmist put it like this in Psalm 27:13, I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I think maybe some of us have been there before. The place where we would have despaired unless we had this belief that God is good and that God really is working on a plan to redeem all of creation for all of eternity. Sometimes that's all we have. We need to cling to it. God is good. God's good. He saved us as an exercise of His will, as the first part of His plan to redeem all of creation. I don't know where you are this morning. I know some of the struggles that some of you face and have faced, some of you pretty recently. Maybe this morning you simply need to just affirm a belief that God is good. Maybe you need to say this morning, God, I can't see it, but I'm going to cling to this idea that you were good because you tell me that you're good in your word. Maybe that's where you are this morning. Maybe this morning you've never experienced God's goodness, especially the goodness that He offers through the death of His Son, because you're still lost in your sin. You're still separated from God by your sin. You've never come to the place where you say, God, I know that I'm a sinner, and I admit my sin separates me from you, and I can't earn your love. And so, God, please forgive me based on the death of your Son. Maybe you've never done that before, and so you haven't experienced the goodness of God in relation to salvation, and maybe you need to do that this morning. You have the opportunity. Maybe you're somewhere else, but I want to encourage you to think about this. I want to encourage you to meditate on this thought this week. Nail it down in your life. God is good. You may not need it now, but you might need it tomorrow, and you'll surely need it one day. He's good because He saved us. We're going to have our time of invitation. I just want to invite you to respond to whatever it is that God is speaking to you about this morning. So would you stand?